big question is are you still even on keto? What are you doing? Like, how's it been going?
Drifting on the ocean, sometimes I pass by an island, but there's nothing there for me.
Hi guys, this is Amy with Deliscious Life. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to say, first of all, so sorry that I haven't been posting. Things have been a little crazy, just to say the least. I've been dealing with a lot of down in the slump time. I don't know, the best way I can describe it is, like a form of depression, but just no motivation. Like, it's just been a struggle. I know a lot of you guys have been going through this. I've had a lot of stress, not only in just the news, having to distance myself away from everything going on in the world, to allowing it to bring me really down, really, really down. And so it's just taken me a while to sort of process everything, and it's taken me a while to kind of regroup and figure out, where do I want to go? What do I, how do I want to move forward, and so I've done a lot of that, a lot of self-reflection, sort of like soul searching, I guess, a lot of really kind of understanding some of the pain I've gone through over the years in my childhood and then, as an adult. And I've just sort of been processing all of it. And it's been weird, but also I've learned a lot as well about myself. And it would be a whole other video if I did that. But I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know that, and I'm sure many of you, big question is are you still even on keto? What are you doing? Like, how's it been going? So let's just go backwards a little bit. Back in December at Christmas time, I had a lot of plans for videos. I wanted to show you guys what I was doing for Christmas. I was going to show you what I got for Christmas. I was going to show you New Year's stuff. I was going to do recipes. I had all these plans, but it just sort of, everything just sort of crumbled and fell apart. Not because I cheated on Christmas, big cheat, biggest cheat ever. I knew I had planned to go off keto for Christmas. I had already planned it. I didn't necessarily plan for how long I was going to go off keto. It ended up being a 4-day eat whatever I wanted cheat. Whenever I wanted, however I wanted, as much as I wanted. So it was one of those kinds of 4-day binges is what I'm calling it. And I come from binging. That's one of the things that I did with my food addictions, food problems. I used to eat emotions. If I was happy and excited, it was like celebrate with food. And for me, it was celebrate with candy and sugar and cake and pie and all that kind of stuff. If I was sad, it was the same thing. Celebrate with, not celebrate. If I was sad, it was be sad with anything and everything that comforted me and made me just feel a little bit better in the moment, And so every time I do go off of keto, I always am real quickly reminded of that battle, of that addiction, and of that problem that I have, that I know that I have to keep in control and keep in check. Otherwise, I'm going to be back to 204 plus pounds, which is where I started this journey. And so yeah, it's, that happened. So for 4 days before Christmas and then like 2 days after Christmas, I was completely off keto. I had ordered right before Christmas these 2 books, The Stall Slayer and End Your Carb Confusion. This is by Dr. Westman with Amy Berger, and then Amy Berger wrote this book. Now, if you've followed my channel at all, you've known that I've been stalled for the past year. I haven't been able to lose, and I've slowly, steadily gained, in fact. I tried many different forms of keto. I tried higher protein. I tried higher calorie, lower calorie. I tried all the different little tricks, and things to try to kick that stall, and it just didn't seem like anything really stuck. Nothing really seemed to make the scale budge. In fact, it slowly, steadily was increasing, which was really scary. And I will tell you that even during my Christmas cheating, I saw the scale tip all the way up to 180. And that was really a panic moment. So that's always my reality check. That's always my reality check to say, if you don't go back to keto, you're going to be 205 plus pounds within probably 2 or 3 months. So there was no question that I had to go back to keto and back to eating clean and healthy. So I read these books. I do skim reading because, a lot of the material in here I already know because I've been doing keto for going into my 4th year. But there was a lot of stuff in here that just sort of resonated with me and my struggles. If you're brand new to keto, I really recommend these books. They're great. They will really help you, get onto a really clean, like a fast track start on your journey. When I first started keto, I'm a lazy keto and a little bit dirty keto. I don't do 100% keto approved ingredients, and I definitely don't track. I never did track. And even when I tracked, I was always well within. I did a pretty good job, pretty much right out of the gate, at keeping my calories in check and keeping my macros pretty balanced. I kind of had a good understanding of how keto worked. So for me, I didn't feel the need to track. But if you are really brand new and you have no idea, tracking is really good for people that need that kind of help. So I recommend it. But if you don't like to track, then it can definitely be done. Lazy keto can be done very well. And that's how I lost my first 50 pounds, all from being lazy keto. So you can watch some of my earlier videos, and I go into all of that. But so as Christmas ended, I knew that not only was I going straight back onto keto, but I was going to do phase 1, which is in this book. So starting on the 27th of December through today, I have been on phase 1 of Dr. Westman's diet. And basically phase 1 is a very strict form of keto. It's very clean, whole foods based, no artificial sweeteners other than stevia. Well, at least for me, I do stevia. I think there's some other ones that they approve, but I do allow stevia. And I'm going to tell you that I was really strict for a good 2 weeks on phase 1. And I did lose all of like the water weight. So I was in the 180, around 180 at Christmas time, which is when I kind of went into like panic stricken. And thankfully with phase 1, it helped me shed that water weight really quickly. So I dropped way back down into the 170s, and I even dropped into like 169. So I definitely feel like phase 1 has been amazing for me. Although now that I dropped all that water weight, I'm sitting about this morning I was 171, just finishing my cycle. So I'm sure I have a little water weight with that, but it's definitely, I can see the dramatic like improvement in my body as far as inflammation. All the spots on my body that normally swell up with inflammation and water weight gain, usually in my ankles. Since I've been on phase 1, my ankles have been like little bony, perfectly skinny ankles, like how they should be. And I have felt way better, way, way better. The other thing that I've really been struggling with is my sleep. This past year, my sleep just started declining. I started getting less and less sleep. I started waking up in the middle of the night, having trouble staying asleep. So I tried various different things. And I started really putting a focus on getting at least 8 hours. That became kind of a priority. That, along with phase one, is what I've been doing. And I definitely am feeling a lot better. Sleep is so big. If you guys are struggling with sleep and you're not getting at least 7-8 hours of sleep, you really, really should try to get that in check. Do whatever you can, because sleep will affect your weight loss. If you are not getting enough sleep, I mean, that's when our bodies do the most healing, and a lot of our weight loss comes off while we sleep, believe it or not. So it's super important. So I have been focusing on my sleep. I am taking an over-the-counter sleep aid to help me stay asleep. I have no problem falling asleep. It's just I don't stay asleep. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been helping me a lot. I just get like the generic sleep aid. You can get it at Walmart, whatever. And that's been helping me. I'm hoping that when I stop taking that I can just, my sleep cycle will be back the way it should be. But that's one of the things I have noticed that really this past year had declined quite a bit. So my lowest weight was 148. Although, like, right when I hit that 148, I bounced right back up to about 153, 154. And I stayed right between that weight for probably like a year, I feel like. And then I slowly started gradually gaining. So I don't know, it's been very hard for me to pinpoint what caused it. I did have my gallbladder removed, and I know a lot of people that have had gallbladder surgery have said that losing weight was really hard for them after. I'd have to go back and go through all my videos and see, because I do remember that I still was able to lose after my gallbladder surgery. So at some point after that, it slowed and stopped, and it could be because of the gallbladder removal. So there's that aspect, or that element to my stall. And then there's also the fact that, my sleep was declining. I have thyroid Hashimoto's, so there's that thrown into the mix. And then my doctor thinks that I'm probably heading into menopause. And so there's that whole thing to throw into the top of it. So we think that that's probably part of the reason why I started seeing a little bit of weight gain, just my hormones, things like that. So I'm also taking progesterone every month. Well, not every month. I take progesterone every day except for a week, so that I have my normal cycles. But the progesterone, the other thing I noticed was my migraines started getting really bad again. So my migraines are hormonally triggered. So literally the day before my cycle starts, I will typically get a migraine. And what I found was progesterone cream helped tremendously. So I started taking the progesterone cream. It helped for a short while, and then it stopped. So now I'm taking a progesterone pill, a little higher of a dose, and that's really helping. It's helping me with the migraines. So we're hoping that with keeping those hormones in balance, me doing the strict phase one, we're hoping that all of this combined can help me start to get the weight back down. I'm excited to get walking again, because walking is so good for me. It helps me just release all the stress. It helps me in so many ways. So I'm going to do a part 2 video, talking more about phase one and how I do it. Just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know, like where I've been and how it's been going. So I know some of you may have thought, oh, she felt completely off and she's not keto. Well, I just needed the time. I think I just needed to really focus on phase one and focus on me, focus on, the sleep, focus on some of the depression I was battling. And I just needed that time to just only focus on that and not worry about videoing and not worry about editing and all of that. So that's where I've been. I'll put links down below for these books if you'd like to check them out. I got them on Amazon. They're very helpful. I do recommend them. And so that's pretty much where I've been. That's what I've been doing. I have one of my favorite things that I got for Christmas was the Nintendo Switch. And so I've been playing Animal Crossing and I have been playing Zelda. Those are the two games that I have, and that's been preoccupying my time and kind of helping me get through everything. I still have my birds, my parrots. I still have all my silky chickens that I tend to every day, and you know, Ava's homeschooling, and we just, you know, we're still doing everything else like as normal, and I'm still doing keto. The only time I'm not doing phase 1, the only time, is when I have a Keto Krate to review, because that stuff's not on phase 1. Or I just totally have a slip up day where I'm just like, forget it. I'm eating a Kiss My Keto bar, or I'm having a Choc Zero chocolate bar, whatever, you know. I have had a couple of those days, but for the most part, I've done really good on phase 1, and I'm hoping to continue doing it, and we'll see if we see some results. And if we don't, that's okay, because I still feel really good, and that's really what matters. And I do feel slimmer in a lot of the areas that before I was feeling puffy and swollen and bloated. So I'm definitely see the results there. And I think a lot of it might have to do with the less dairy, the less heavy cream, the less processed stuff, all of it. So anyway, guys, I'm going to do a part 2. We'll go into more depth on the phase 1 that I'm doing. And I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know how you're doing in your journeys. Has it been a struggle for you too? Or have you gained weight throughout this whole pandemic nightmare? You know, how is it going for you? So let me know down below. I would love to hear from you guys. A lot of you have checked in with me. You've reached out on, you know, Messenger, Facebook, Instagram. You've reached out, just say, hey, are you okay? Thank you so much for checking on me. I appreciate that so much, and it really meant a lot to hear from some of you. So with that said, I'm going to close this video and get working on the next one. I have a few different videos I need to get done because I don't know if my computer is going to hold up or if it's just going to die. So I want to try to get some videos done. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.
I move on as the wind blows, hoping to wash up on that shore, and the sand will hold me. Blue, the water and sky, reflection in my eye, and it's true, so true.